Hi, my name is Rachel and welcome to How to Connect with Goddess Ariadne. Ariadne is the Cretan goddess of the labyrinth, also of swallows, of the spring, of dance and of the stars. She is also the princess of ancient Crete, and she was the great guardian of the palaces, the temples and the labyrinths. In her ancient myth and legend, she was the daughter of King Minos, who helped the hero Theseus to find and kill the Minotaur, navigating the labyrinth. She is also the wife and lover of the Greek god Dionysus, who is the god of wine, of laughter, of ecstasy, and of fertility. And in great love of her, he took her crown that she wore in her wedding garland, and sent it up into the stars to create the corona borealis. She is a powerful ally to support you with connecting to the archetype of Maiden, and also for exploring the labyrinth within your own life and within yourself. So here are my top 3 tips for connecting with her. My first tip is to connect in with the archetype of the Maiden. So as princess, she in particular personifies the archetype of Maiden, and in her story and her myth as well, she is she who seeks, she who finds, she who is learning and discovering about life and about herself as well. So the Maiden is really about finding oneself, and she will help you to really clarify and to align with what it is that you seek, that you need and desire as the Maiden. And this is an archetype that any of us can embody. It is within us, whether we are physically still a maiden of that age or not. You know, it's a archetype we can take on and embody at any time, any stage, and we perhaps might need it in a particular context, or we want to work with that aspect of ourselves, perhaps of our teenage self. So there are 2 ways to connect with this archetype, in particular with Ariadne and the Cretan myths, symbols, and one of them is the swallow. So the swallow is the sacred bird of Crete, and it is the bird of springtime. It is the bird of new life. So this beginning, this freshness, this rising up. And the swallow can be found all over the imagery, you know, of the ancient artifacts and the palaces of ancient Crete. So I invite you to work with this image of the swallow, either by recreating it, so drawing it, making it, you know, with paper mache or artwork, or even on the computer printing it off. So you have that image with you. You can have that image with you during ceremony, ritual, on your altar space, or meditate with it. Another way to connect with the archetype of Maiden, particularly of Ariadne, is to dance. And she was known as a princess of the dance, and she would dance in the palaces and dance through the labyrinth. So dance as the Maiden, you know, with wild abandon, you know, like think of Dionysus's dances as well, being wild and free with no limitations or conditions, just letting yourself be and feel all that you need to. And you may want to also dance the labyrinth as a ritual or ceremony. So my second tip is actually to connect in with the symbology of the labyrinth in particular as well. So the labyrinth really kind of represents our subconscious mind, so our inner realms, as well as representing life itself, and it can represent in particular also life's trials and tribulations and what it takes to get somewhere. So the labyrinth is different to the maze. The maze has kind of many different pathways, some leading absolutely nowhere, whereas a labyrinth has a certain and definite place of going. So it is a continuous way forward. So if you keep going forward, you will always get to the center. It has that one way. And Ariadne reminds us that that life is like the labyrinth, that we all have a purpose, that we all have a destiny, and that we just need to trust, keep going forward, keep that momentum going forward, have our guiding light, what it is that we're passionate about, let our heart lead us with that thread all the way to the center. And I have some journal prompts as well that, you know, we can reflect on this, that you can use in your work. So write these down. You may want to kind of go over it a few times to listen to it, but I'll also write them down for you down below in the description of this video, so you can feel these, perhaps just speak them out loud. You don't need answers. It's the questioning that's important. Always follow the question, but you also may want to journal and answer them within your ritual ceremony or reflection time with Ariadne. So the first question: what have I made so wrong or bad about myself that is actually my path to insight and revelation? Because of course at the center of the labyrinth was the Minotaur, and the Minotaur symbolizes perhaps what we fear or what we hate or dislike about ourselves and life. It can be the shadow aspect, you know, that if we approach and we go and find it and seek it and work with it, and then it can really bring us insight. Then when we return back out from the labyrinth with that integration, with that insight, with that knowing, and then we are more empowered. You know, we have had that experience, that wisdom we have gained. Second question: what do I need to do or be to bridge the polarity, duality within myself, to bring peace, harmony and balance to my life and being? Third question: how do both my shadow and light support and guide me? So my third tip is to connect with the red thread of Ariadne. So the thread was what she gave to Theseus, and he tied it to the door of the labyrinth, and he took it through with him so that when he returned he could find his way out without getting lost. So it is a thread of hope, a thread of life, a thread of returning. And this thread, you know, is really important to both her myth and legend, but also, you know, it's linked to kind of her symbology of being linked with weaving, and also kind of her aspect as Maiden, so new life and spring returning again, finding hope, you know, even spring returning from the winter and coming into the spring. So you may want to have the symbol of the red thread with you, so a ball of wool perhaps, you know, even just a piece of red thread like this, but a ball of wool like the ball of wool she gave Theseus. It doesn't have to be wool, it could be any kind of thread, you know, a ribbon, or even something from out in nature as well. So you can have that in your work, perhaps when you're dancing or on your altar. And also Ariadne became connected with the symbol of the spider, and the spider is also she who weaves destiny and fate. That's what she symbolizes. So you can bring in the symbol of a spider as well, again, into your artwork, into your meditation, into your reflections, into your altar space. So I hope all of these tips support you in connecting and learning more about Ariadne and really embodying the maiden, finding her magic. So I'll pop those questions down below for you as well. Also down below you can find the links to find out all about my books. I'm a best-selling author about goddess mythology, so you can find them, and also the link to my Facebook group for our Facebook community, which is a large community there to support all those that are interested in mythology, in goddess, in the feminine, the divine feminine, embodying and empowering self, and having a community there to witness, support and love you. So sending you many, many blessings and lots of love. Any questions, please just pop them below. But for now, sending you with love and a kiss out onto the labyrinth of life. Blessed be.